Thank you very much. My name is Karim Mchirki. I'm a VP of Product Management at SecGW. Happy to be here today, in fact, to speak about an interesting subject. And I saw from the previous presentation that we have an alignment with at least Telefonica with regards to the vision and the need for virtualization in order to serve better the end customers. So today our subject is to speak about telco edge virtualization and how we can accelerate your journey to this virtualization. So before I start with the main subject, I need to introduce briefly SecGW. SecGW is a global networking software company headquartered in Paris, France, and Singapore, and in the US. So we are specialized in delivering high-performance and secure networking solutions. And we are mainly addressing the most challenging markets, including the 5G, the IoT, and SD-WAN. So what we deliver is simple, is virtualized, cloudified, and cloud-native network solution that offer the lowest TCO in the market, but also the best cost performance functionality ratio. We have different type of customers in this telecommunication industry, including the CSPs, the cloud providers, enterprises, and of course, some system integrator and OEMs. We are more than 20-year company, so 20 years of experience. We have invested more than 450 people here in developing our core technology, more than 200 customers worldwide, and worldwide deployment. To give you a short overview of key customers we have different sizes of customers, different profiles of customers, from CSP, from OEMs, from ISPs. As I said, in fact, we have been successfully serving customers in addressing this challenge of virtualization, this challenge of producing performance while doing virtualized. And we've been able to help these customers and partners succeed in their business. So the main subject today is about virtualization and how CSP network consider virtualizing the core and the edge. So before I start digging into this subject, so I want to highlight a recent study made by Gartner with regards to the significant factors that are driving the telecommunication service industry in moving into virtualization. So these factors, in fact, include, of course, societal disruption. So we all think about what COVID did, in fact, in the past years. So the way end consumer are consuming network has changed, inducing new challenges to the operator, how to handle that change of way consuming the network, etc. So we have also the digitalization of interactions. So we are seeing more and more virtual events, virtual communication established between people. So as an alternative to the physical communication, there are also challenges in the disruption, technology disruption, so including the 5G, the AI, the MEC, the cloud, and also disruption in competition. So a lot of new players in the market delivering to the end customer, etc. So this means that this business transformation, in fact, that the operator will have to consider will somehow move from a network-centric business where it was about delivering connectivity to the end customer to a customer-centric business where it's more about delivering services. So how to serve better the end customer. So speaking about moving from a quality of service to a quality of experience. So how to better deliver a service to a customer. So this is all about monetizing the network. And for monetizing the network, we need more services. We need more innovation. We need more flexibility, of course. We need more efficiency and more scalability. So these challenges, in fact, and these values we need to bring to the network can be handled through the benefit of the virtualization. So when we speak about benefit of network virtualization, of course we speak about lower capex, so being able to deliver the service virtualized on standard servers, standard storage, etc. So avoid any vendor lock-in, avoid any specific hardware to deliver that. So being able to standardize the service itself. Second, improving the OpEx. And improving the OpEx means simplifying the operation by leveraging automation, by leveraging a lot of tools, in fact, that will help the service provider provide the service with less operational costs. Of course, resource sharing is key for improving the OpEx, because resource sharing, in fact, means that we do not have to handle any more specialized hardware to deliver services. We can use commoditized hardware, share this hardware, and be able to build innovative services. Third is business acceleration. So we know virtualization, in fact, make it easier and faster to deploy new services. It's a matter of upgrading software to be able to bring more functionality, more innovation to the service. Accelerate innovation, as I said. So it's a matter of software upgrade. And fourth, and not the most important for me, is the business agility. So being able to deliver efficiency with scale-up, scale-down application, and quickly adjust the quality of service that these services are delivering. So I'm leveraging a study made by Heavy Reading. It's a recent study, in fact, based on a panel of 100 respondents. These are CSPs mainly. And on this response, in fact, when we speak about what are the drivers for considering a network change, so the main driver here, and we can see it's highlighted in the left side of the slide, is the cost. So how we can innovate, change the network, and reduce the cost of this network. The second is how to move to the cloud strategy. So the cloud brings more flexibility, so how we can move to this cloud strategy, and the virtualization is an enabler for that. Network scale, of course, being able to scale the service to the requirement of our end customer. This is key. The vendor diversity, avoid any vendor lock-in, being able to source whatever hardware to deliver the service at the right place, at the right performance. And of course, simpler operation, so being able to do all this without complexifying the operational aspect, without complexifying the procedure that the telco is used to leverage to operate his network. Shorter time to market and cross-domain synergies are also key, but compared to the cost reduction, we see that these are, in fact, let's say not less important, but it's seen at the second stage. So all these challenges, of course, are handled with virtualization, and we will see in the next slide how we can help our customer today in succeeding in that. So I'm taking some use cases, in fact, that are relevant for telco. So these are mainly built on some network applications that are today used in the either 3G, 4G, whatever network, but should be reconsidered to handle differently the new services and to handle differently the offer that the telco can provide. So for instance, mobile security gateway, provider edge router, and cell site router, these are really relevant. So the first use case is about the mobile security gateway. So the legacy approach of securing the mobile network is leveraging some centralized monolithic service purpose-built hardware that is handling this function, and having all this centralized, of course, with some HA capability to deploy some local, regional, or geo redundancy, but still it's a centralized approach. This brings a lot of complexity in the way the network should be handled. Of course, we need more capacity to aggregate all the traffic to the security gateway. When we need to make this network evolve, it's a hassle because we have to redimension the network, redimension the solution, consider scaling the hardware itself, et cetera, et cetera. So moving from this legacy approach to a more flexible approach, thanks to virtualization, this is what could enable the scalability of the future services. So having to distribute and disaggregate the security function itself, deploy it on the network, whether on the edge, on the regional DC, or on the core. So this is what is recommended. Of course, you can have these slides in different presentation, different studies, but still, in fact, it shows that disaggregating the security gateway is key. And this, if we do it with software, brings more value because we are no more locked to any local presence, we are no more locked to any physical installation. We can deploy that virtualized, we can deploy that on public cloud, we can deploy that on private cloud, hybrid cloud, whatever. So it's deploying the service where it's needed, when it's needed. So the value here is to avoid any single point of failure, of course, by this disaggregation distribution. Lower cost because we are based on code server, there is no more need for specific hardware. Higher agility and flexibility in the way we can deploy these different instances in the network, and high optimization because when we need it, we can deploy it. When we don't need it, we can avoid deploying it or we can remove it. So this is key, in fact, in the way we can address the new challenges of delivering new services to our customers. Second use case is about provider edge or provider edge router. So the legacy approach is deploying hardware PE on local presences close to the end customer, or the customer edge, so that we can deliver services to this customer edge. Of course, we cross an IP/MPLS network backbone and connect these all private edge routers to deliver service on all the network. So this legacy approach requires a hardware presence or a physical presence of the telco to deliver the service to the end customer, and could be a barrier, in fact, to deploy the service to customers if the ROE is not there. So if we need to deploy hardware, we need to study the ROE, and if the equation is not there, the economic equation is not there, so we are forced to reconsider our positioning for services. So if we move to virtualized approach, so this means that the PE itself can be deployed virtualized anywhere in the network, whether on the public cloud or on the private cloud, leveraging some hyperscalers cloud capability, being able to deploy on AWS, being able to deploy on Google, on Azure, etc., and being able to be close to the end customer without having to be physically close to the end customer. This means like lower upfront investment in deploying the service to the end customer, leverage public cloud and to extend geographical footprint, so being able to deliver the service even not on the country, but on other countries that are not under the control of the telco itself. Scale up, scale and size the network services efficiently, and of course accelerate innovation, because as for any software appliance, it's a matter of upgrading the software. So the third use case is about the cell-site router. Of course, the cell-site router, the legacy approach is deploying some 5GPU hardware equipment in the network to aggregate all the radio units, and then leverage the CSR, the cell-site router, to backhaul all the traffic to the core network. In some cases, in fact, depending on the case, we can more or less need some security or IPsec security to be involved in this. So this approach requires stacking a lot of hardware at this far edge of the network and somehow complexify this far edge point of presence. So if we consider virtualizing this solution, for instance, with a virtual CSR and bringing this capacity of building the same solution with virtualized appliances. So here we can speak about any third-party DU application that runs on a web server, whether VM-based, whether container-based, or whatever. So it's running on a general-purpose hardware. And thanks to virtualization, we can co-locate the virtual CSR instances on the same hardware and be able to deliver the IP MPLS capability, the IPsec capability, etc., etc. So all this with an all-in-one approach. So it's less scaling, less hardware. It's cost-based, of course. Lower power consumption. We are leveraging less hardware. So high optimization in the way we are building this solution. So of course, this requires high performance on the CSR, and of course, lower resource consumption, so that we can free more resources to the due application. And that's what we are able to do in SecWin with our VCSR solution. So, this said, just to summarize, so how SecWin solution accelerates virtualization journey for a CSR network. So we have in SecWin 4 pillars for our product, which are key differentiator compared to what others are able to do today. So, of course, it's about performance, flexibility, openness, and competitiveness. So these are the key messages, in fact, we are pushing through all our solution. And when we speak about performance, in fact, it's not only performance on the throughput, but also it's performance on the scalability, performance on the latency, performance on delivering the high throughput on whatever platform, so x86 or ARM. And when we speak about performance, of course, is multiple 100 gig of scaling capability and multiple terabytes of scale-out capability through cloud-native approach. Flexibility in different ways. So in the deployment itself, PNF, VNF, or CNF, in the model of deploying these services or these network appliances, standalone or cloud-native. In the business model, pay as you grow. I heard this term, developing the service and make this service more affordable. In fact, pay as you grow, try and buy, etc. So these are models, in fact, that are enablers for the virtualization. Openness, being able to run on any CUT server. Open APIs to integrate with whatever manual on the network, on the telco network. Agnosticity, of course. Public and private cloud deployment, orchestration, whether it's Kubernetes, OpenStack, VMware, OpenShift. So these are key values, in fact, that help the telco adopt the product and be able to integrate it in his network. Competitiveness, service innovation, of course. We are always innovating in our product so that we can help this virtualization journey to be handled the most in a suitable manner. Cloud native, cost effectiveness, etc. are other key values for this competitiveness. So if we see where these service routers, in fact, are leveraged today, so different place from the core to the end customer. So we spoke about CSR, virtual PE, and virtual security gateway, but you can also leverage the virtual CGNAT, the virtual CSR, or the virtual border router product that are also used with this virtualization capability. So as takeaways, in fact, building this virtualization journey and having to help our customer to deliver the service at the right place with the right performance and the right cost. In fact, we are bringing this capability through our VCSR product. So we have this performance, as I said, in fact, from multiple 100 gig to multiple terabytes through either scale-in or scale-out. Optimization in the way we use less resources in delivering the performance needed. So this enables scenarios like the CSR where we can collocate and co-share the resources with an already existing appliance. Flexibility and agility in the way we deploy. So bare metal, CNF, VNF, public or private cloud. Innovation. So we are always running this roadmap, our roadmap, with the contribution of our customers. So we are considering the challenges of our customers and building our roadmap based on these challenges so that we can be ready ahead from them to help them do the transition. Openness, of course, we are enabled to consider whatever available on the network as code server. We have an ecosystem of partners that are available to help customers also to do this transition. So whether it's Dell, whether it's Supermicro, whether it's HP, etc. So all these partners, in fact, are part of our ecosystem, and we are working together to deliver that. Competitiveness, as a summary of all these key values, competitiveness is key, in fact, in the telco business, because we saw that there are a lot of destructive competition now in the market, and we have to build the most innovative solution that could help the transition, could help the customer build the most efficient network. With that, I finish it. So if you have any questions, thank you.